Okay, fine. So I can start now. Is that right?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. Before we start with the technical thing, let we introduce ourselves to know each other better way. So first I will start with the introduction. Maybe other people can follow the same. My name is Karthik Kalyan Raman. It's sounds a big name, so you can call me as KK. I have totally 20 plus years of experience in the IT industry that's specific to SAP authorizations and security, SAP GRC, S4 ANA, and security Fury concepts, and so on. Apart from that, I'm working in as a project manager in the leading IT company and handles many implementation projects, rollouts, and also some migrations. So I would like to share my experience in this platform for you to build more better career from here to better prospect. So that's all about myself. I may also expect you can introduce yourself one by one so that at least we know each other.
Bhargav? Yeah.
It's just 1 or 2 lines or 3 lines, whatever it is. Just we want to know, because initially I start with the technical aspect. It won't be a good if we know each other. So we have a smooth relationship to continue. That's why, at least I have the privilege to call you hi Bhargav or hi Naresh, something like that. So that's why.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So for myself, Bhargav, I have a total 7.5 years of experience in software industry. I'm working in a QA domain.
Okay, good. So can I have one question to you? What is the purpose? Like, you want to shift your career from that domain
Yeah.
to the other domain. Yeah, that is the reason, like, you are into this platform, right?
Yes. Actually, I'm a manual tester and manual and API testing. I know, but every time I need to upgrade my skills to automation, like that, they are pushing to me learn automation. But that's a little difficult to me compare. And that's why I'm going to SAP.
That's fine. That's a good decision, maybe. So that's why, as I said, I will provide all my support to you guys. Like, whatever questions or doubts you have, please don't hesitate to ask. Like, maybe Vasu will also join me. Like, in case of my absence, you can reach out to Vasu if in case you're unable to reach me. And we both are here. Like, you guys are very lucky. Like, at least two mentors are here to support you, whatever you need. It's nice talking to you, Bhargav.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Naresh, I think, Naresh, you are in mute. You want to give your introduction, a short introduction, at least to know your background.
He's in mute, it seems.
Okay. So I know about Vasu. We work together in many projects. So might be, I don't know. Vasu, if you want to give your introduction to the other guys who want to know you.
Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Vasu. I've been working in SAP for about 14 years, and I will also be supporting as the backup trainer for Karthik during his absence.
Okay. Let's start. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but can you make sure, like, at least Naresh is able to hear what we are talking, at
Hello.
least?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, Naresh, hi.
Yes. Hi. Because I'm in traveling, so like,
Okay, Naresh,
It's
I
okay.
understand. No problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, you
yeah,
continue. So I'll
yeah,
continue the session. If you have any
sure,
questions
no
or
issue.
doubts, yeah, we will
Yeah,
discuss on that. Yep.
yeah, sure, no issue.
Okay. I would like to share my screen. Okay. Before we start with our introduction, just I want to ask you, like, do anyone knows what is ERP? First, before we talk about SAP, just I want to know, anyone knows what is ERP? Any basic information on ERP?
No idea. Okay.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I'm there to help you. So before we start about SAP, first we should know about ERP. That is a very basic thing. Why? Because ERP is the component software which helps us to integrate the total departments in the organization. So in that ERP, we have a several softwares like SAP, Ramco Marshalls, JD Edwards, something like that. So that is the reason I told the first and foremost, before we know about SAP, we should at least know about ERP. So if we talk about what is ERP, the abbreviation I'm talking about, ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So it says it is a software system that includes all tools and processes required to run successful company. That includes all the department like HR department, supply chain department, finance department, accounting, and so on. So to make you understand very simply, we take any one of the organization like TVS organization or BMW, any one of the organization, they are into automobiles. It's a big company. If they want to know the exact profit what they are gaining for this year or what profit they are going to gain in future, so everything should be in a record and it should be in an updated information. It's not something like, for example, if we take a BMW company, so this company, before they produce some cars, basic cars or some latest cars, they need some raw materials. For getting a raw materials, they have to first place the order. So once that, before they want to place the order, they need finance for it. Before they pay to them, they should have the proper approval for that finance. So if you see, like, many departments, the company, the big fortune company, they have several departments like sales department, purchase department, and HR department, finance department, and so on. So in this case, each and every activity, what happened in the other department and what is the updated result, that only possible if we implement any ERP in the organization. If you don't implement any ERP in your organization, that is not possible. Might be the purchase department would say, like, we already placed an order for the raw materials, but the storage department, they say there is no proper raw materials is available in the warehouse. some mismatch would happen. So if everything we connected in a software form, which help each and everyone to go and check the update very quickly. So the purchase department would quickly knows like how many raw materials are already exist in the company. For example, I have some 100 kgs of raw materials I can only make 2 cars out of it. And sales department, they will say, okay, the 2 car is going to be manufactured by end of this month. I have to sell that car to the customers. I should give the guarantee to them like you will get by end of this month, something like that. So for that you need a finance, and all the departments should integrate. The main concept of this ERP is integration between the all departments. Okay, that is ERP. So we have several ERP solution in the market, not only SAP. Like I can say like Oracle, NewSuite, and Odoo, and obviously SAP S4HANA, and ERP Next, and Microsoft Dynamic 365, Acumatica Cloud ERP, Sage. Like that, we have a several ERP in the market. But even if we have a several ERPs also, many organizations, they prefer to go. These are the some ERP tool we can see here, Ramco and Syspro. So we have a several ERP in the market, but still, why the organization has to choose SAP? What is special in this? Why? Because SAP has the ability, like it is a well integrated. SAP has implemented 9 out of 10 Fortunes company. For example, if we have take 10 big shots companies, out of 10 company, 9 company will prefer SAP. The main reason behind this, like SAP, while they starting, the SAP has given the privileges to the customers. There is no restrictions like this SAP should only run in this specific OS or only run in this specific database. They given an open options to the organization. Whatever operating system you use Microsoft, or you use Linux, you use Unix, whatever operating system you use, we doesn't care. SAP would run in that operating system. The same way, whatever the database you use, either it is an Oracle database or it is a DB2 and so on, whatever the database, we never care. But if you implement SAP, it can run in either of the OS or the database. That was the primary advantage of the big companies. Like they don't want to switch their operating system, or they don't want to switch their database. If they want to implement SAP, they can implement this and run in any platforms. That was the first and foremost attraction the SAP have done it. So that is the main reason. Out of 10, 9 companies, they prefer to go for the SAP. And it brings a discipline in the company. What is the discipline? Like as I said, suddenly if your CEO or some top management, they are asking, we got some 500 cars order. Like, do we have the raw material? No one have the answer. They will go and check. They will say, oh, this bolt is not missing. This seat cover is not there. We don't have a seat belt. So this happens. So if we implement that, everyone will update whatever they do. That complete update, we will get it in this SAP. The finance department can know what are the availability in the available raw materials in the purchasing department, or the sales department is already knows like how many um, uh, completed cars are available to sell. So all the disciplined way it would work. And next, it has a various authorization level, complete track record entries. As I said, everyone will know all the areas. We don't want to worry about the sales department will not know about the raw materials available, or the purchasing department should not worry about the finance, whatever it is. Everyone will stay in the same page. And it is also drilled down facility of mapping the complete transactions and brings overall efficiency in the organization. See, even the middle level companies or big fortune companies, they implement SAP. But nowadays, even the small scale industry also, they prefer to implement SAP because they can earn more profits after implementing. It is proven that after they implement SAP, they can earn more profits out of this because they have the entire complete information of the organization in the one screen. So best for growth of business. So if you business want to grow better way, it is the best option to implement the SAP. And it brings the various control mechanism also. It is not like something anyone, the purchase department will not involve in, can go and involve in the sales department and fight with them, or the sales department cannot go to the finance department and fight with them. Nothing will happen. It is, we have a control mechanism in that, so that what happen, no one will interfere in any other departments. They will do their work and everything is updated in the single screen. So all have the updated live data, and especially to the export and import of data to the external source. That is also, this will make very easy. So as I said, the SAP, why the people, they prefer to go SAP if we have more ERP environments, ERP suits. But still, why the companies, they love to go to SAP, since they don't have any restrictions, like only it will run in specific database or in specific operating system. That is one of the main advantage. And SAP can also use a number of database programs to store their data. But practically, no company would prefer to do this. Why? Because they have to pay more. So either they go for one of the database which they feel it is a strong database or it's a secure database, something like that. Might be if I say like if the banking sectors, they generally prefer to go with the Oracle because they feel like it's user friendly and it is little safer for them. And the same way, like Unix or Linux, this kind of database, generally the companies like big profit making company, they prefer it, so that they keep their data secure, like everyone cannot access it quickly. Now, okay, first we go deep into this SAP. We will start with the origin of the SAP. What is the origin of SAP? The SAP was started in 1972 by 5 former IBM employees with a vision of creating a standard application software for real-time business. So this is the main reason this SAP was formed. In 1972, the 5 former IBM employees, they decided, why we are simply working in this organization, the big company, but we should also know like what happening in the real time. Like so for that purpose, we have to create a software, standard application software that should give the real-time data. It should not, in the previous era, you might know, in the bank and all, if you go and deposit some amount of you, or if you withdraw some amount, they will only maintain a ledger books. Only there they will update. After they update in the ledger book, by end of that week only, the computer will be updated in so this causes many problems. The same way, even in the business, if they don't have the updated information, the possibilities of doing possibilities of facing risk are higher. anyone can do the fraudulent very easily. So for that purpose, they decided they should come with a standard application software that should always provide a real-time business scenario. So that really attracts the thousands of customers worldwide. Very short time, they attracted the customers. Okay. The origin we saw. What is next? What is SAP? That is the first question in our mind. The SAP, basically, if I say the SAP software, it's from Europe, like a German company. From German company, they have introduced this SAP. In German, we have a separate name for this SAP. But if I pronounce that probably as an Indian, we cannot understand that. So what I have done it, I have translated the German words into an English. SAP stands for systems, applications, and products in data processing. It is just a data we are processing, but it should be in a unique way, not like a normal data processing. It should be, the SAP stands for systems, applications, and products. What products the organization is using and how they are processing it. That is the abbreviation of SAP. And as I said, SAP is the leading global provider for enterprise application software. Particularly in any ERP, if you take, SAP would be the topmost till today. Why? Because they help a business not only in particular companies. It helps in all varieties of company, not only automobiles, even the oil industries, even in some airports, air industries, something like that, or shipping industries. Everywhere they are have their software, and it is playing a vital role in the market. So we have to also know about the modules inbuilt in the SAP. This modules in SAP generally we divided into two different modules. That is technical modules and functional modules. What is technical and functional if we divide it? A technical module generally divided into three parts, like basis administration, security and GRC administration, and ABAP. Basis administration is something like whatever the server you use, you update whatever the server, whatever activity you do in the server, that would be maintained by the basis administration. The basis administrator job is to maintain the server properly, and his responsibility to make the server always active 24/7, 365 days. If the server not functioning properly, the business will go into a big loss, very huge loss. So the main and foremost responsibility of the basis administrator is to take care of the server properly without any issues. And second comes our team, like security and the GRC administration. The server maintenance will be handled by the basis, but who will provide the authorization to log into the servers, and who will follow the best governance and practices in the server? So that where we comes in. Like our security team is responsible for providing a access to any user in the system, and we have to make sure we are following proper governance and compliances. We are the responsible for that. And the third comes about ABAP. Generally, ABAP, the abbreviation for it is Advanced Business Application Programming. So here, the third important person I can say is like coders. Generally, in any software, coding is one of the important and vital role it plays. So the people, those who working in coding, we call them as ABAPers. So they do this ABAP job. So SAP would have given whatever you want, but sometime what happened, the customer will not like whatever SAP given. They need some modification, whatever the SAP standard provided to them. In that case, we request a BAP team. They will work on the programs to do the modifications inside the SAP systems. Like they write some code. Like they will already have the standard codings. With that, as per the client or customer requirement, they will modify the coding and they will provide the expected result to the customers. So thus, that activity would be done by the ABAPers. And the technical modules is over. See, again, I said like it is divided into two modules, the technical module and the functional modules. What does this functional module stands for? Generally, that functional modules are the people who work in the functional areas. For example, as I said before, HR, human resource. Any a big organization, human resource is important. And the same way, financial accounting. Now, the financial, it's not only they simply say as finance, it is further divided into a different category like controlling, asset accounting, something like that. So that finance area is a huge department. So that also we have bifurcated into three different segments like finance and accounting, financial accounting and controlling, then asset accounting. Apart from that, we should have the sales and distribution. That is one of the important area where whatever the product we completed after we make 500 cars ready, and the sales and distribution, that team would come into the picture, and their responsibility to convince the customer and do the sale and provide the profit to organization. And the same way, they are connected to the material management. Material management, without a material, we cannot produce any product. So that material management department would be the responsible for the material handling and production planning. So production is one of the important, like they have to plan their production, when they are going to start, when they are going to give the complete product to the customer. So to have all this, quality management is one of the important. So you make all 500 BMW cars are ready, but if the customer feel like there is the quality is not up to the mark, what happened? Obviously, the profit or the buying thinking of the customers will go down. Oh, better instead of going to BMW, I will go for Benz. Something they change their mind. So the quality management is one of the important role they play in this SAP and the PM, production planning. And PS, that is project systems. Project system is like how and where we are going to uh, keep all the records, like when we are going to start this project, how we are going to implement it, and how long it will take, and how quickly we are going to deliver. All these information would be handled by them. And the plant maintenance. Plant maintenance is something like it's in a storage place where how many raw materials are already exist and how many raw materials is required to make 100 cars within next 3 months. So those information we can get it from the plant maintenance department. So this generally divided into two things, like modules are like technical and functional. See, during our work time, generally we interact with these people, but we never involve any of their activities. They are experts in their activity. They generally manage whatever the needed as per the organization. But we will have an opportunity to interact with them, not every time and every day, but sometime we have to go and closely interact with them. Okay, now we look what are the benefits. As I said before, the first benefit about SAP is that SAP software can implement any of the operating system or any of the OS, irrespective whatever your OS operating system or your database, SAP can be implemented. That is first and foremost benefit that really attracts the clients. 10 out of 9 clients, they said like it is very good option. If you go other ERP, this kind of easy and flexible options were not there. So they also say a few benefits. This allows organization to increase productivity. Productivity increase is one of the important thing. Every organization, they will say, I have to increase my productivity, then only I can sell my production to the whatever the product I produced, I will sell to the clients, my clients or customers, then only I will earn profit out of it. So this SAP will surely increase the productivity. That is the one of the reason even nowadays small scale industries also, they prefer to implement the SAP. And it improve accuracy. As I said before, it's one of the main advantage. Everyone will have the live and updated information. The information what you see in the system, that will be accurate. It won't be like the old way, like the banker, he will once you take some money from the bank, they will write it in the ledger, and at the end of the week they will update in the system. It won't be like that. So it will be accurate information, you will get it in the SAP, and drive consistent operation across the board. So it will be very consistent, and it can operate not only one specific area, one specific location, like only in India or only in inside India, like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, somewhere like that. It can be operated across everywhere. Like even we can operate from US, we can operate from Russia, we can operate from China, and we can operate from India, any location. That is one of the major advantage on that. So everything we will have an advantage as well as the disadvantage. So we may have few disadvantages on this SAP. What is the disadvantage? If you see, it is very high cost and maintenance. If that is one of the reason, like smaller companies initial stage, they are not prefer to implement it, but now they realize, if we are now a small organization, if we implement SAP, slowly we can move from small scale to a medium scale industry. So that is one of the reason, like even small scale industries also, they are prefer to implement this SAP now. It is really, it is a high cost maintenance. Implementing is one way, it is little costly than the other ERP, but maintenance costs also, it is little higher than the other ERP. That's why medium and the high big scale industry, they prefer this. Complex user interface. Sometimes the people they use, like it is little complex to use. The interface what they say, it doesn't look like Android mobiles. Maybe it look like some. I'm not just saying I'm just talking about the interface. Don't compare it. Just to understand, to make you understand, I'm saying this word. It might be little not like an Android mobile. It might be like Apple mobile. Once you start using it, you will be familiar with it. Very simple. So that is one of the drawback they are saying, like the complex user interface and the potential for employee resistance to change due to system complexity. So the system is little complex to handle. So the potential of the employee resistance, sometimes it goes down. They won't be that much happy to work on the SAP. So that is the very common and very basic disadvantages. So, okay, if we talk about the other important thing is like the landscapes. This SAP, when they start, as I said before, in 1972, 5 former IBM employees, they come out and they have a vision to create a software, something like integration, which should help for the integration. But initially, while they start with a single system landscape. What is that single system landscape is? They have only one server. That server, they do all their testing developments in that single server, and the same way, once they complete all their development activity, the testing part also would be done in the same server, and finally they use that same server as a production environment also. That is called single system landscape. This is generally not good. Why? Because if the development is happening in the same environment, the testing is happening in the same environment, and the production environment would also be the same server. So the end users will also work. So which means the number of users are very high. In this case, what happened? The server will go down. It will be little slower than as expected. So that is one of the drawback. So what they decided in the later stage, that single system, if we divide it into two systems, we can handle the development and the quality in one single system and production in the separate system, so that the response time of the server would be little faster than now. Then they come with the two system landscape to simplify the implementation combination, development and quality. Developer will work and the quality team will work in the same environment, and production they kept as a separate server. Later they realize to make it more faster and productive, better we divided this three into a different environments. Like development should be a different server, quality testing should be done in a different server, and production should be in a different system. Something like that they decided. Then the three system landscape comes in the picture. So initially it was all, we have done it in a single system landscape altogether, and next they decided development and quality should be in one system, and production should be a separate system. And finally they come to a conclusion like, we will keep everything separately so that the productivity and the fastness, the response time of the server would be more faster than other two landscapes. So they changed into a development as a one server. Quality, the developers will only log into the development servers and they work the development activities. Quality testing people, they only log into the qualities testing systems and they do their activity in the testing system. And the end users who work in SAP, they preferably log into the production environment and they do their activities. So generally it looks like this. I can see like the transport management, the three system landscape, how it looks. This would be, for example, a development system. We will have some separate routes from development to the quality environment, and from quality, it should be production. This part actually I'll take it later. Maybe if I give more inputs, you would be confused. The same way, we also have a three-tier architecture. So as I said, we have a three system landscape. Each and every system would have a architecture. Just to ask, like, I think so only Bhargav is in the call. Like, Bhargav, you feel okay or it's a little bored? Because
No,
introduction generally would be a little bored. So don't worry about it. Just I want to make sure like little bit you should understand.
Yeah.
Okay. If you feel like something you're not able to catch, you don't hesitate. You just ask me. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of the important concept, like 3-tier architecture. The 3-tier architecture, generally we have presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. As I said, the presentation layer is the one we or the end users would work. They only use their laptop or their desktop to connect to the server. And the application layer is the one which has the business logics. Whatever the logics you have, that would be stored in the application layer. It holds all application and its codes. And the third would be the database layer. Database layer is the place where all our data's informations are stored. So here, if we little dig down, like I'll just show to make you understand. This is the SAP, like the people, they use desktop or laptop anywhere from world. They can sit in US, or they can sit in Russia, they can sit in China, India, anywhere. They can sit and they can check what is the updated information for the BW company. So how it is possible? They log in with their laptop, and that laptop would only give you the result. Whatever you are asking, it will give you the result. But that result has to fetch from the database. Okay, that how it will fetch from the database, that result, it has to go if in SAP specifically, whatever command we give, we don't write any coding. We give a command using transaction codes. A simple transaction codes we give to get our result. That transaction codes would be in a alphanumeric. Mostly with the alpha, all stands in the alpha or alphanumeric. 80% it will be alphanumeric, but few cases it will be like something only alphabets. It should be mostly, it would be a standard one would be five letters, not 5 characters, not more than 4 characters, not more than 4 characters. But customized transaction code we can edit, and we can keep it as much as we want the characters, just for an information. So whatever information we ask sitting in our laptop, it will go to the dispatcher. Dispatcher would be available in the application layer. It will go to the dispatcher. The dispatcher will have 7 different processes, like a dialog work process, update work process, background work process, NQ work process, and spool work process. Accordingly, the input what you are asking here, it will go down and it will go to the application layer. That application layer will have this dispatcher. This dispatcher will decide whatever input you are asking, whether it should go to dialog work process or update work process, background work process, NQ work process, spool work process. Accordingly, it will send this dispatcher. Once it send this, for example, you are asking some information. I need the current raw materials available, something like that. You have a code for that. For example, ME21, something like that. If you type that, it will come to the application layer. From presentation layer, it will come to the application layer. From application layer, you will have the dispatcher. That dispatcher will decide this input what the user is asking, it is related to a dialog work process. It will push to the dialog work process, and this dialog work process will go and fetch the data from the database. And again, from database, it will come back to the dialog work process. Through dispatcher, it will be delivered to you. For example, you are scheduling some background job. What happened? Again, you will schedule from your laptop. It will go to the application layer. This application layer will have this dispatcher, and this dispatcher will decide this is something related to a background work process. It will push it to the background, and it will from background it will go to the database, and from database again it will come back to the dispatcher, and dispatcher will provide the expected result in your monitor or your laptop. The same spool is something like I can say like if you are giving any printouts from SAP, the dispatcher again what it will do from presentation layer, it will come to application layer, but the dispatcher will find printout it related, not related to dialogue or background, it is related to spool. So this will send to the spool work process. So this will again go to the database and fetch the information and again come back to dispatcher. From dispatcher it will come to you. It is just to for your simple understanding I am explaining deeper. A same thing happen for the NQ and update. Update is nothing but something you are doing any update in your server, automatically that request would come to this update work process. Dispatcher will push that update request. If you do any update in your server and you click on save, that input would come to dispatcher, and dispatcher will push that to update work process, and it will again go and update in the database. From database again it will give you a message saying like it is updated, it is saved, something like that. And NQ is one of the important thing. It is related to a locking system. For example, we are always talking about like we are saving all our data in the database, but how the database looks like how it will save in the database, it will save in a tables. So for example, if I am this person, he is trying to update some specific table in the database, same time this person also should not update the same table. So that time if this dispatcher should know, and it should send this request to the NQ, this NQ will lock, which means whenever the same table this user tried to access or do some modification, it will say automatically inform him like you can only log into a display mode because this user is already doing some changes in this server in the sense in specific tables in the database. So once he complete the changes whatever he want to do and is saved in the database, it will, the NQ would automatically release the lock. So within few minutes after he complete, within the next second, this user can log into the system and he can do the changes in the database, this specific table, whatever it is. So these are just an information like whatever I told, it is in a writing form. Dialog work process is generally dialog work process deals with request from an active user to execute dialog. It is nothing but as we are an end user, if we type something, we should get the result. That's all. That is a dialog work process. Update work process is something, as I said, update work process execute a database update request. If anything want to update in the database, that update request would take care. And if you want to process any background programs or background job, the background work process would take care. And the NQ, it is a locking system, would lock the table so that others will not do this, any modification or changes in the table at the same time, on the same time. Spool is specifically for the output request. Maybe if you're giving any printing or a fax, something, the output device would be handled by the spool work process. Apart from this 5, we also, you should know the two more work process that is related to message server and gateway. Generally, this message server, what it do? Message server facilitate communication between application servers. Each and see, this I said the application layer. So we might have in recent days what happened, the SAP users are becoming very more in that they cannot maintain only one server to provide 15 or 20,000 users in a single server. For that, what they will do, they will add some application servers into it. That application server will again act like the original server. There will be an original server and it will be attached with the application server. That application server will also have the dialog, update, background, enqueue, and spool. Likewise, they can add more number of application server, depends upon the users, end users count. So that's why what happened, this dispatcher, this application server dispatcher, and I have 5 more or 2 more application that need to communicate. How they communicate? With the help of this message server. And the gateway, finally, it is a gateway work process. Gateway work process is like it enables a communication between work process and external program or other SAP systems. This message server would help to communicate in between the SAP systems and applications. But if you want to communicate from SAP system to Oracle system or some other system with some other software, this gateway process would help. Work process would help you to communicate with the non-SAP systems. I can say SAP system with non-SAP systems. So I can also tell you like generally how it looks like the SAP screen login. So when you want to log into the SAP screen, it is just a simple view. Like always you have to give the client number. Client number is something like the SAP system might have a you can create n number of clients in a SAP system, depends upon your organization need. Especially you should aware, like in my organization might have 3-4 clients, but I should aware like which client I should log in to do my development activity, which client I should log in to do my quality testing part, and which client I should log in and do my production activity. Generally, most of the organization production environment, they maintain only one client, single client. It may not be a multiple client in the production environment, but development and quality, they may have the more than one clients. So the client number, which will always be in a 3-digit. How it starts? It will start from 000 to 999. You cannot keep 1000 as your client number. Out of this 999, you can keep either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 as your client number to your organizations. So here I see like 800. Generally, we don't keep 800. 800 stands for a demo system. So whenever you're going to any organization, you can create that 3-digit number. It can be 999, 555, 666, or fancy number like whatever your lucky number, whatever it is. But it should be only 3-digit. It may be 100, 200, 300, 500, anything. But not more than 3 digits. That is a client number. This is one of the important thing. Without this client number, you cannot log in. Next should be your user. Obviously, if you want to log into any system, we should have a username and password. So generally depends upon the organization. The username and the password would vary. Sometimes that username would be like alphanumeric. Some organization, they only mostly 98% it would be alphanumeric. Very rare case, like 2% of the organization, they maintain like all as an alphabet. For example, we take Bhargav, the name Bhargav, and for example, if I want to create a user ID for them, probably I can take his first name of the first letter and second name of the first letter. For example, BM followed by numerics, maybe his employee ID. 1100 11. When he joined, maybe is a we can connect his first and last name with the employee ID. It again depends upon the organization. It is not a concrete one. It might vary with the organization. Some company, they use this kind of combination. Some company, they use a different combinations. And obviously we need a password to log in, and you have one more information called logon language. So SAP, a main advantage, one of the main advantages, language. There is no restriction like only we can use this SAP in English language. We have a multiple language. We can use this SAP in English, German, French, Chinese, even Indian language. I heard like Hindi or something, they can use it, something like that. So even the Russian, any language, they have a multiple language in SAP. So what happened? Whatever the login language you choose here, for example, we cannot keep the complete language name, so they given us a code. EN stands for English, DE stands for German, FR stands for French, PO stands for Polish, something like that. Polish is the language, something like that. So we can use that login language as a different code, and we can log in as a, for example, I am a Chinese user, I don't know English, I can use as a Chinese. And I can see the information, what I see in the screen would be in a Chinese language. It won't be a English. So that the Chinese people, those who don't know English, even they can work on this. And okay, as I said, like the client number 3-digit is important. The same way, we should also know what are the default client number. What are the default client number will exist after we implement SAP. Once the SAP is implemented, there are 3 default clients are already exist in the system, SAP system standard. That 3 are 000, 001, and 066. So 000, 001, 066, which means out of 0 to 999, we cannot use this 3 clients as our client number, because it is already exists with the standard SAP implementation. So 000 would be a master client. We generally call the 000 as a master client, which has all the standard SAP information in 000. And 001 is a copy of master client. It is just a backup for this. For example, if something goes wrong or something happened to this 000 client, where we get the standard informations or data from SAP, we will have a backup like a 001. From here, we can take a information or data, standard SAP data, whatever we need from here. And 066 also they have, it is we generally call as a early watch. In case if we face any problem in our SAP system, as a security consultant or GRC consultant or SAP basis consultant, we are unable to fix the issue. SAP, they have their own company. They will log in as an early watch user and support us, those who face a problem. For example, we face any new issues in our SAP system, we are unable to log in, or after we log in, we are unable to execute any transaction code. As I said, we will communicate the SAP server, not with the coding, with the transaction codes. Mostly it would be a 4 characters, alphanumeric, and we can customize that also. So with the help of this 066 early watch user, the SAP team will log into our system. They will help us to resolve the issue. And apart from that, we can generally create any numbers apart from this 3 as per your organization need. So it may not be our choice. Probably the organization, the client, you have to sit and you have to provide them. These are the available inputs you have. So they will come back to you and saying like, you better have this kind of, they will give you the requirement. It should be like this or that, something, whatever it is. So we have to follow the same. And see, as I said, like default client, and there should be some default users also. So through the default client, we will copy and we will create a customized client like 100, 300, 200. Using this 100, 300, 500, we will log in. We will mention here 100, 500, whatever our client we created, we will log in. And for logging in, we need also a username. Like I said, Bhargav, BM12122, something is user ID. For creating this user ID, some user should already exist as a default user. Then only we can use that user ID. Using that user ID, we can create Bhargav ID or Vasu's ID, whoever it is. So the default users already exist in the systems are SAP star. SAP star generally we say a super user with extensive privileges across the system. That SAP star user have a powerful privileges, powerful access that can do anything in the system. But generally we don't we only use this SAP star, and we will change. We have some default passwords for the default client and the users. That I will tell you in the next session. Actually, I don't want to confuse you more. So the default users are SAP star. It is a super user with the extensive privileges. It has all access to do in the system. Anything the SAP star user can do. And followed by DDIC, that is data dictionary. So it is another super user which for specific to ABAP dictionary and software logic functions. This is also a standard and a default user while we implementing the SAP. You can see these are these two users plus early watch. Early watch, as I said, it required because the SAP team, whenever we face any problem or issue that we cannot resolve, the SAP team will log in using this user and they will fix the issue. And DBA admin, that is specific for the HANA database, SAP HANA database, and specific to the cloud. And TMS admin, this is generally this user will be created automatically when we configure the transport management system. And last, that is SAP CPIC. This is a user we call common program interface for communication. For communicating purpose, interface communication purpose, we also have this user as a default users. So with the help of the client number, users, and using the password, we will log into the system. And after we log into the system, using a transaction code, whatever input we required, we will communicate inside the SAP systems.
So, Karthik?
Yes.
In 1 hour, I think.
Yeah, it's almost completed, Vasu. Yeah, we'll wind up.
Some questions.
Yeah. Bhargav or anyone have any questions, please, you can raise it to me. I can clarify, or we can, if we are okay, if we are good to close, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Yeah, Bhargav, just it's an introduction class would be little clumsy, and also you might feel bored. Because if we go to the practical sessions and if we start working on the things, it would be little good, not better, good than this sessions.
Yeah, I can understand this application level, those things and all. We use in Q as well, right? I understand those things. I'm not bored actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I also request the people who joined call today to give your feedback to Vasu. If something, if you feel like somewhere I need to be a little slow or I have to correct somewhere, that really helps me. At least from next class or the next session onwards, I'll try to adhere with it.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bhargav. So Vasu, anything else, like we can close the call for now?
Think any queries you can, anybody? Chaitanya, Naresh. Yeah, Naresh.
How was the market situation? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is the market situation currently now? How is it going on for
Market
a SAP,
situation. Okay, okay.
like job and all?
See, as I said, like job opportunity is always open in SAP market because as I said, like not only a medium scale company or a small scale industry, not only a medium scale or large scale industry, even the small scale industries also they started preferring implement SAP to their organization so that they understand if they implement SAP, obviously they will have a big growth drastically. So that is one of the important things. So many organizations they prefer to do, and also the organization who are already implemented SAP, they never prefer to go back to the other ERP environments. So market is, I don't say extraordinary, but it is not bad at all. Anytime, any situation, even the COVID time or any situation, SAP has its own need every time. I can say it is not extraordinary. Maybe current situation, I see like I'm talking about the political reasons also. Like like the Trump is giving some pressure to the India. Might be again he might come back and he will trouble some IT environment, IT industries also. But even then, compared to other platforms or other softwares, SAP will not be so badly affected out of this. That is my understanding. So nothing to worry about it. Like market is good now. I don't say extraordinary now because of the Trump and other politics reason. It is good now, but slowly surely it will improve. Maybe after somewhere Jan, February, generally Jan, Feb, March would be a bigger time for people to start searching for the job opportunities.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm totally come from non-IT team background.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
as well,
yes.
yeah.
No worries at all. Like once you complete this sessions, no one from our team will feel like you are from non-IT.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make sure like whatever I know from my experience, you all will have that. And no one, even the interviewer cannot find you like you are a fresher or you don't know about anything in IT or nothing. They will. I'll make you to feel them like you are a real-time employee. Those assurance I can give. Like I will give whatever the input I have, whatever my experience. I will surely share you all guys.
Okay, thank you. And we'll get
Okay.
any hands-on experience or lab this one.
Obviously, we should because see, training it's the first part. I will give whatever the input I have, whatever information, whatever my experience. I will share everything to you all guys. But the problem here, like you have to practice whatever information I given. You should not stop there. You have to start explore. Like how that internet, if you go to the internet, we click something and it will again go to somewhere and again you learn something, and from there you will learn something. Likewise, the input and information what I am going to give, you have to explore more. How much time you spend in your practice, if you explore more, you will gain more knowledge, and it will help you for getting the job opportunity quicker.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions from Bhargav or Chaitanya or anyone else?
No, from my end.
Okay, at least Chaitanya, you can say hi to us. We want to hear your voice. You are in mute. Okay, I think Chaitanya have some problem. It's okay, no worries. So it's nice talking to you all, guys. Hope we will meet soon. Yeah. Thank you all for your time. Have a wonderful weekend, all of you.
Thanks, Karthik. Thanks to all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Yeah, Chaitanya. Finally, we heard your voice. Thank you.
Sorry.
No
Sorry.
worries, no worries. Just kidding. Don't take it personally. Yeah. Do you have any questions, Chaitanya?
So how many years experience can we keep on this?
Yeah, it depends like how strong you are. That is first and foremost. If you more strong in your practical sessions and if you're pretty comfortable to handle the interviewer, then you can keep till 8 years to 10 years also. And again, depends upon the gap and the when you completed your education and how many years experience you have depends upon that. For example, may I know your background, like Chaitanya, just to know? Simple, 1 or 2 line, anything. You're working or you're not working, or in IT, non-IT, where?
Yes, I have 6+ experience in IT.
Good. So it is fine. Like once you complete this sessions, you are quite confident in your sessions, like practical sessions. Then we can give all the 6+ years or 7 years in SAP only instead of the other area where you worked. You can show the entire thing you worked in SAP only. So that
Okay.
might
What is the maximum package can we expect?
packages again depends upon the company, organization, and also depends upon the, the package where you are right now. For example, if you only have 3 lakhs as your package, the standard hike they would prefer to give you minimum 30%. Maximum it might go to 100% also. I know many of my friends or colleagues I heard. It depends upon from your what is your package currently. From there, how minimum it will be a 30%, maximum it might go to 60, 80, sometime 100% also. It depends. For example, your package is just 4 lakhs, the company need you immediately, they don't mind in paying you 8 lakhs or 10 lakhs, more than 100% also they pay, and they will take, because that organization is big, they don't worry about the person. If you are technically strong.
My package is around 30 lakhs now. Can I
No,
get
no, obviously, why not? We have a people, you believe or not, um, I cannot tell the company name or person name. You can get it. Like if you have your package is 30 also, if you are strong enough, damn sure you can get more than that. Like
any scripting or coding required for this?
scripting and coding is not needed in our case, but we have a people like ABAP guys are there. Might be if required, we have to interact with them to make them understand like what be the expectation of the client or something. Just an interaction is required with. They will do everything for us. Coding and scripting is zero. Our our point of view.
So above knowledge also required.
Above knowledge not needed.
So what is the duration?
This would be like 45 days. I can say 1.5 months. We can complete max, and provided you have to practice. Practice makes you perfect.
Okay. See, it's a cloud only, or do we need to install anything?
Maybe that information Vasu can provide you.
No, for practicing, I'm asking.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Like I don't have information on that. Maybe Vasu, you can connect them in the offline, and you can inform them like how they have to do their practical session, how they will connect, what are all the required for that. So all those information you can give them.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
we are good to close. Okay, guys, thank you very much once again for your time, and I wish you a good weekend. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Karthika.